Hello and welcome to another review session. You have a quiz coming up, whether it's tomorrow or Friday, and I'm here to talk about a couple questions that you might be confused on. This is number one. Thomas is saving money for a new mountain bike. The amount, which we're going to call A, Thomas needs to save is more than 50/45. Our big key word here is more than, right? Which inequality models the amount Thomas needs to save? So we're going to say A, and then 50/45, and it's saying more than, right? A is more than 50/45. So what symbol am I going to say? Well, if it's more than, that means our little mouth here is going to bite the amount, right? Because this is a more than. A is more than 50/45. So let's see which one of these answers has that. This has an equal sign. Let's get rid of it. That's not what we're looking for. This says 60/45. That's not even the number we're talking about. So let's get rid of it. This says A is greater than 50/45. Greater than, which also means more than. Yeah, that works. And this one says A is less than 50/45, right? Because the little mouth is eating this side. So our answer is really quite simple once you read it and understand what it's asking. Number 2 says, select the number line that represents all solutions of R is greater than negative 1.25. I'm going to erase this second. This is the end of the sentence, but I'm just going to erase that dot because people might get confused here. So what we're going to do here, let me erase this too. Why is this here? Don't mind me. Sorry, it shouldn't have been in there. Select the number line that represents all solutions of R is greater than negative 1.25. So if R is greater than negative 1.25, that means we're going to go to this side, right? Because it's greater than negative 1.25. So right off the bat, any arrows going this way are going to be wrong. So let's get rid of some answers. This one's going to the left, so let's get rid of them. That's going to be wrong. Next thing I would do is think about negative 1.25. What would that be? Here's negative 1, an extra 0.25, which is about a quarter of the way. This would be 1.25, this would be 0.5, this would be 0.75, this would be 2. So your dot should be here, right? At the first mark after the negative 1. Or somewhere between negative 1 and negative 2. So is this dot in the right spot? It isn't, because it's over here between 0 and negative 1, and that's not right. So I'm going to cross this guy out too. So left with B and D. Same thing here. If you look over here, this dot's in the wrong spot. This is between 1 and 2. So this is 1.25, not negative 1.25. So you can cross this off too. And our last answer, which it's going to be right here, negative 1.25 would be about here. And it's going to the greater than side, right? So that's why this is our answer. Oops, I was trying to circle my answer. There's my answer. Green looks better. All right. So that's how we got this one. Just think of R is greater than negative 1.25. So you go to the negative 1.25. That's where it's going to be. And then go to the greater than side. All right, and it should be an open dot because it doesn't have the equal to sign. All right, question number 3. Question number 3 says, Daniel is measuring space in his room for a new desk. He decides that the length, L, of the desk must be less than 4.5 feet, and the width, W, must be greater than 1.25 feet. I heard a couple terms here that are pretty essential to understanding this question. First, it says L, the desk, must be less than 4.5 feet, and the width must be greater than, right? These are some key words here, so I'm underlining them. So let's just write out what we know. It says L, because length of the desk must be, so I'm going to say L. And it says less than 4.5 feet. Let me save some space. So if L is less than, that means it's going to be eating this side, right? Less than should be pointing to here. So L is less than 4.5. And the width, which is W, the number it gives us is 1.25 feet, right? Must be greater than 1.25. So greater than, so this has to be bigger than 1.25 feet. So I would be going that way. So as long as you write out what it actually tells you, it's going to be easy to figure out this answer. So select the pair of inequalities that models the possible measurements for each dimension. So the first one we have is L is less than 4.5. L is less than 4.5. Hey, that's what I have, right? And W is greater than 1.25. W is greater than, hey, this one matches our answer. So I'm going to go ahead and circle this as an answer. But let's double check the other ones real quick to make sure they're not possible answers as well. L is less than 1.25. Well, it's got the numbers mixed, right? And W 4.5. As we can see, L should be 4.5 and W should be 1.25. So these numbers are mixed up. So that's right off the bat, we know that's wrong. Next is 4.5 is greater than L. Hey, that's what I have. 4.5 is greater than L, even though it's written out the opposite way. And 1.25 is greater than W. 1.25, oh, I have less than W. So this is wrong, right? Because this is less than, the little arrow's pointing, or the mouth is eating the 1.25. On mine, it's eating the W. So this is off. And then our last one, 4.5 is less than L. No, because 4.5 should be greater than L. So get rid of those. This is our right answer and our only option. All right, it says Gabrielle's mom is letting her pick out a new necklace to wear to the school dance next week. Ooh, that sounds like fun. So imagine it's one of these girls, right? They're getting ready to go to the dance. And she's like, my mom said I can get a necklace. So lucky little girl gets to go to the necklace, or get a necklace. But like most parents, the price of the necklace must be less than $12.75. So she can't spend more than $12.75. She has to spend less than, right? That's another key word here. Whenever you guys see this, I would underline it in whatever word problem you're working on for this test. So the price P of the necklace must be less than. So let's just write out what we know. P has to be less than, right? So I'm going to draw my less than symbol. I like this better. It's a little thicker, easier to see. And what price does it say? $12.75. So it has to be less than $12.75. So once you write it out, it's easy to figure out where it is. So which inequality models the price of Gabrielle's necklace? I wrote it out already, right? P is less than $12.75. It's eating the $12.75. P, this says P is greater than $12.75. That means the mom would be letting her spend more than that, which is not what she said. $11.75. It's not even the price we're talking about, so let's get rid of it. P equals, well, we're not talking about it equals. It has to be less than, right? And this says $12.75 is greater than P, or P is less than $12.75. That's our answer, right? Notice that this means the same as what I wrote, even though it's opposite. All right. Number 5, does the number line below represent the solutions to the inequality x is greater than -2? So right off the bat, x is greater than -2. We're at -2 like we should be, and greater than, this side is shaded, so that looks right. Oh, but there's something wrong here, right? This says x is greater than -2. There's a rule you need to remember. When we have our greater than symbols, this is an open dot, right? Let me see if I can paint here. So this should be an open dot, right? If it was greater than or equal to, then it's closed. I know, this is ugly. Wow. Oh my gosh, I cannot draw with my right hand. I'm left-handed. All right, so that's the difference here. This is a closed dot. That means it should have this symbol, which it doesn't. So right off the bat, we know. So does the number line below represent the solutions? We know these are wrong because it says yes and no, it doesn't. Our answer is going to be a no. Now let's see what our no options are. No, because there's a closed dot and not an open dot. Hey, I just said that, right? This should be an open dot. So that's going to be our answer. Let's check out D. No, because everything to the right of -2 is shaded. No, because everything to the right of -2 is shaded. Well, everything to the right of -2 should be shaded, but so this is wrong because we need it to be shaded because that's the right way, but it's an open dot. It needs to be an open dot. All right. Number 6, Derek's football team needs to raise at least $1,000 for new uniforms. They have collected $480 so far, which inequality represents the amount of money that the team still needs to raise. Look at these cute guys. They need new uniforms. I think these uniforms look alright, but I guess whatever. Sometimes you kids are spoiled. Alright, let's see what we got here. Derek's football team needs to raise at least $1,000 for new uniforms. I'm just gonna highlight some words here. At least $1,000 for new uniforms. They have collected 480 so far, which inequality represents an amount of money, M, that the team still needs to raise. So let's check this out. We're gonna put M. Since they already got 480, we know it's gonna be 480, right? Let's see here. All right, and we have 1,000, right? That they already raised. So what I'm gonna do, because our question is asking us how much they still need to raise, we're gonna say 480 minus, 1,000 minus 480, right? Is gonna equal how much money they still need to raise. So let's work that out real quick. This is gonna be a minus. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 8 I can't do, I have to borrow. I can't borrow from here, so I need to make this guy 0. This becomes 10. Borrow from him, so this becomes 9. It's getting small. 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 4 is 5. So that's how much we have left. It's going to be 520, right? That's how much is the minimum we need to get. So it says M has to be greater than or equal to 520. This is how much we need to raise, at least 520, right? So as long as we get 520 bucks more, we will have enough to buy those new uniforms for Derek and his team. Alright, I hope that makes sense for you guys. Alright, what value of y makes this true? 3 times y equals 12, right? And then variables next to a number, that means it's multiplication. So 3 times y equals 12. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can do it the way that we know how to do now, which is to isolate the variable, which means I need I'm gonna have to divide by 3, right? Which is the opposite or inverse operation of multiplication. I'm dividing by 3, which means I divide by 3 over to this side. We normally bring that line down. So we know this is gonna be y equals whatever 12 divided by 3 is, which is 4. The other way we could have done it, and that's our answer, 4, which is A. The other way we could have done it is just to substitute. So we have 3 times 4, because that's our first answer. And does that equal 12? It sure does, right? Well, let's try it with the next number, 3 times 9. Does that equal 12? No, because 3 times 9 equals 27. 3 times 15 equals 12. Is that going to make sense? No, because your number's going to be way bigger than 12. And the last one, 36. That's not going to work either. So that's a quick way of figuring that out. So again, our answer is A, which is 4. All right, this question, the last one I'm going to do for this video, I have less than a minute to answer it, is if x over 4 equals 21, what is the value of x? So it's going to be the same type of idea. We got to isolate the variable. So what I have here is x divided by 4. So I'm going to do the opposite of divide by 4, which means I have to multiply by 4. Ooh, that's not multiply. If I do it here, I have to do it on this side as well. And this cancels each other out. So 4 and 4 cancel each other out. So I'm left with just x equals whatever 21 times 4 is. Well, let's work that out inside. So 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And look at that. That's our answer. 84, which is our first option here. Alright, that's page 1. There's only 2 pages, or 2 and like 2 questions. So there you go. Questions 1 through 8. All done for you.